My name is Paul O'Leary and I am a competition manager for Liverpool School Sport Partnership. The job as competition manager is very varied. The headline responsibility is to increase the competitive sport opportunities available to school children in Liverpool. So typically my day can involve anything from spending a morning in the office, checking emails, making appointments to visit people ranging from heads of PE, people within education, people from the City Council Sport Development Team, professional football clubs, amateur football clubs, and anyone else basically that's involved in the delivery of competitive sport. The other side of my job outside the office will be attending competitions, and really this is to use it as a network opportunity to meet teachers and parents, but also to check the quality of competitions and to ensure that they are played to a particular standard. The best thing about my job, I would say, is the variety of roles that I'm asked to cover. So as I just elaborated on before, my job can involve being in the office, which is good when it's cold and raining, but also I get a lot of time out of the office and I get to attend many different sporting events. Another good factor of my job is that I enjoy, most people that work in sport have a passion for sport, and I get to work across the full range of 16 national focus sports. So we're talking about things like athletics, right through to mainstream sports like football, rugby union, cricket, but then there are also some minor sports which we've introduced into the city recently, like things like cheerleading or badminton and table tennis. So the variety, I would say, is the best aspect of my job. The worst aspect of my job, there isn't a lot really. I mean, as I say, it's a great job to work in, and anyone who has a passion in sport is very fortunate to work in the sport industry. But if I was to pick one thing, I would say it's the slow progress that's involved. Working with over 20 different secondary schools and over 65 different primary schools, it's very hard to integrate new structures or new programs, and for them to be able to be successful across all the different schools who have different priorities, who have place different importance on different sports or different age groups. So I would say the fact that slow progress is one of the best aspects of the job. The hardest thing about my job is the fact, is also part of the thing which I mentioned about the best thing about my job is the fact that I have to work across 16 sports. Now all them sports believe they are the most important sport, and all them sports believe they should have prime time with schools. So it's trying to keep a good balance and trying to cater for all their needs while also catering for the needs of schools. And again, that's another aspect which is difficult, because schools all believe that, or certainly heads of PE or head teachers can only see down their path of where their school's going. My job is to try and cater for all schools, all varying abilities, all different age groups. So it's trying to throw a blanket approach, or trying to have a blanket approach to sport development when the people you're working with have anything but that. I would say anyone who's coming into sport development, so like a typical sport development officer role, can be quite wide ranging. You can be anything from starting salary of approximately 17,000 to 24,000. The next step up from that, which is the competition manager role that I'm in now, it can range from 25,000 to 34,000, 35,000. And then the range up from that, which is sort of partnership development manager or a sport development manager within a council unit, could be anything from 32, 33 up to in excess of 40,000. The qualifications I've got, I mean, I didn't take a normal route into sport development. I went through the schools, so GCSEs, A levels. I'd done PE at GCSE and A level, but then was directed at A levels to do a more traditional degree. So I went and read economics at Newcastle University, but it was while I got to the end of my degree, I discovered that my main interest and my main focus was sport, which is something that I did know while I was at school, but teachers and people in careers tend to push you away from that into a more serious area. So it was really towards the end of my economics degree when I discovered I wanted to be in sport, but I didn't find it possible because I couldn't get interviews for jobs in sport because I had an economics degree. So I went into a graduate job with British Telecom, and then it was after a few years in that job I really wanted to make a move and do something different and work in sport. So I took a redundancy pay, which entitled me to go back to university, or allowed me to go back to university and study for a master's degree, which I did at John Moores, and then that led me into the job I'm in now. While I was there, halfway through the year, competition manager became available. I applied for it, got an interview and got the post. So I took a rather unusual route into sport, and there are a lot easier routes into that, such as doing GCSE and A-level PE and then going to do a sports degree. So I would recommend that way rather than the way I did. I would say now, when we're looking to take people on, coaches or teaching assistants from a sport perspective, we're not looking just for qualifications, we're looking to see what they've done, what we would call extracurricular activities. So now within schools there's leadership academies. Give you the opportunity to assist coaches or assist teachers in the running of sport programs. So that may be playground coaching, or it may be a structured competition, or maybe some activity within the primary schools. So what I would say is get as much experience as you can of running and helping run and organising, planning sporting events, whether that's competitions or whether it's coaching sessions. And also take the opportunity to get as many qualifications as you can. I don't mean academic, I mean national governing body coaching qualifications. There's a whole multitude of programmes available to schools and to school children, which heavily subsidises national governing body qualifications. So my advice would be to get as many of them as you can under your belt, while also achieving well at school and getting good academic grades, and that should put you in good stead when you come to apply for positions. I touched on it. What I do differently from leaving school to get to where I am now is I would have followed my heart and not listened so much to teachers who advised me to steer clear of a sports degree at university. So I would have gone to study PE or sports science or sports development rather than reading economics, and probably saved myself 3 or 4 years of cost, which is what I've basically done by reading the wrong degree. Well, not the wrong degree, but reading a degree which hasn't taken me into sport. And by this time now, maybe I'd be 4 years on in my career and a lot higher up than I currently am.